Pete Crow-Armstrong, PCA, joining Waddle and Silvy right now on the Yingling Guest Hotline. PCA, how you feeling?
Oh, shoot, I'm a little tired, but
I'd imagine.
I'm feeling great though. I'm getting ready to go see one of my buddies, and I had a good day at the golf course, so using up the last day, you know.
Yeah. It's funny. I had a couple of questions, but when you just said golfing again, like it was a big deal. Like early in the year, I live in the Deerfield area. You were playing the Deerfield local course, and I heard Jesse say, "Oh, you may be golfing." How often do you play, and how much do you love the sport?
I play every chance I get. There's certain off days this year where I've kind of just stayed indoors and shut the blinds, but I love golf. I mean, I picked it up somewhat recently, about a couple years ago, and I think it's been so nice for me to kind of stay moving on off days, not feeling like I'm going back into a game day without, you know, any opportunities to smell the grass or get touched by the sun. So I really enjoy being out there, and it's such a challenging sport. And it makes me feel like baseball is a little easier than it is sometimes.
Can you play at Ian Happ's level?
Absolutely not. We honestly got a really good group of golfers. Happer's probably our best, but Carson Kelly, Brad Keller, Chris Flexen, those are probably the four best guys we got. But then there's a lot of guys who could swing it on this team.
When we last talked to you, and it's hard to believe that it was that long ago, it was a Cubs convention, and it was our first time, and we were blown away by your personality and how outward you were, but yet you were still an emerging player. How has life changed for you since that day we spoke at Cubs convention to today? And I'm talking about life off the field, because you've become a star in Major League Baseball.
I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, it's changed a little bit, but my life as it is hasn't really changed that much, I guess. You know, I still kind of do the same thing every day that I always do and have done. But, you know, like, I definitely get a little more, I get noticed a little more on the street and whatnot. But I kind of, you know, I've enjoyed it so far. It hasn't really been overwhelming. And I feel like everybody I run into in Chicago, in this city, have just been so nice. You know, I don't mind pictures. I don't mind anything like that. But I just think that I've really been kind of taken back by how many people just kind of love complimenting what we're doing on a daily basis. And I think what's changed the most is just the fact that I'm giving, you know, Cubs fans something better than I have up to this year.
Being the hard-hitting journalist I am, Pete, I need to ask you, what kind of swag did you get at the All-Star game?
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Probably more than I need, but I definitely walked away with a few more bits for sure. That was probably the most exciting part of the material, extracurricular stuff, you know, outside of being in the clubhouse every day, or for those couple days, obviously. But I'm definitely happy with the clothes I came back home with.
What's the biggest prize, PCA? What is it?
I got this Kid Super's this designer. I think he's from New York. Who I was really drawn to, and I was impressed by his Paris Fashion Week and whatnot, and he sent something over, and I think that was kind of a surreal moment for me, and on top of that, I got to go home with it. So glad to be able to work with a lot of designers, and definitely Keisha, who is my stylist through MLB. I was very lucky. It was all new for me, but I was very lucky to do what I did this trip.
Pete Crow-Armstrong joining us. It's Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. I loved your quote where you said you were surprised by the camaraderie of the All-Star game, that everyone was acting cool and normal, from Kershaw to Shohei. What is the one experience that maybe you can bring us in and bring the fans into, and not materialistic, that you'll always remember a specific moment behind the scenes at the All-Star game?
Yeah, I mean, I got a few memories that, I guess, recent memories that have kind of just run through my brain recently. And one of them being getting to sit down with Schwarber, Tuck, Kyle Stowers, and I got to sit with Schwarbs, just eating in the kitchen one of those days. I think it was the Derby day. And man, he was so cool. He was just sharing, he was sharing his war stories, and from the hardest ballpark to play in terms of the fans, and then to how he's had to go through, earning Phillies fans' trust and whatnot, and anything back to his time with the Cubs. So I thought he was pretty special. But I don't know, like the vibes weren't, all rah-rah, like let's go win this ball game. I think if anything, it was Kershaw getting recognized behind closed doors for, and not just Kersh, because I think there was 4 guys who had at least 9 All-Star appearances on our roster, and I think Kershaw getting recognized behind closed doors with those 3 other guys was probably the most eye-opening thing, only because I think it brought back a lot of memories from my childhood, and seeing that guy in person, and just him being a normal guy and a dad, and I just thought that was super admirable, and I don't think the never meet your heroes saying applies to that guy, and just about everybody in that clubhouse, if not the whole platter. So, yeah.
Pete, did you get asked to compete in the home run derby? Was it something that you considered?
No, I never was officially asked to do it. And I mean, yeah, I definitely thought about it and what it'd be like, but I don't think I ever was like, yeah, I would really love to do this. I watching them all do that on the field, and those are some big boys, I kept joking around saying that I needed a little more velocity applied to the pitch. No, I never was officially asked or approached about that.
On that note, like, just in general terms, are you even surprised by the 25 home runs so far this year in 95 games?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think I've known that I've had, at least 30 home run potential. I think I could feel it in my fingertips and whatnot. Like, I knew I could put the baseball over the wall that many times. But I definitely didn't think I had it in me in the first half. It's cool. And I think that I'm seeing it now less as less of a surprise and more of a confidence builder. I think it's just a nice confidence builder. I think, proving a lot of things to myself always, comes first. And, I think I'm just glad that I'm utilizing my abilities a little bit better this year, and, combining a lot of work that I've done with that, and we're seeing good results. So,
yeah.
Pete Crow-Armstrong joining us. It's Waddle and Silvy on ESPN 1000. Is 40-40 important for you? I know obviously it's a team game. You want to win the World Series. But as far as like reaching 40-40 or even 50-50, what do you think when I mention those numbers to you? How important are they?
I got asked that. I got asked that while I was in Atlanta, and I think my response is the same, which was, I think anything like that's just an added bonus on what kind of success, or on top of what kind of success is had for the ball club. I think it's a very unique feeling when you hit a home run and you get addicted to it and you love doing it. But I don't think that there's any like real individual moment that can top like a whole montage of what goes on with your friends and your teammates and your boys. I don't think that I can even compare the two feelings. So no, not on my mind, especially when I'm at the field, and even when I'm sitting by myself. I think any individual goal will come if your priorities stay straight. And I think that's what the whole clubhouse is about,
Speaking of the
I also think,
yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry. No. I was kind of rambling, but I was just going to say, like, I think we could have had a lot more All-Stars on our team. And I just think that everybody's been so professional about how they go about their every day. And it's such a beautiful thing to be a part of. So, no, not on my mind.
That's great.
Except for right now.
Yeah. And like in big picture, I've got a couple big picture things. Speaking of the clubhouse, Kyle Tucker, how are you actively recruiting him to stay?
No. I mean, he definitely knows where I stand. I think he knows where everybody else stands, which is in the position of we'd love Kyle Tucker to be a Cub for as long as he desires. I think it's clear that he's made this team a lot better this year by himself, as has Carson Kelly and Justin Turner and Presley and obviously Matt Boyd. But I could go down a list of guys who've made this club better. But the way that Kyle's done it is obviously very impressive. And if anything, I want to stay out of his business and let that decision just be totally untouched by, any outside stuff. I want him to want to come back, and I want him to do what's best for him and Sam and his family. So, yeah, I'd love Kyle to come back, but maybe the recruiting will pick up a little bit as we go on here. We'll see.
That's good. And then about your situation, it was reported like a couple of months ago that you guys were in talks. I get it from fans all the time, PC, when you do great things. Oh, sign him up while you're at it. Are you guys actively talking about an extension at all?
No, we're not. I mean, I think I don't know if this part of it was public, but the goal of the extension talks earlier on in the year was to have them done by a certain point to where the focus was just the focus, which is playing ball every day. So no, those talks haven't been happening recently, and I think that I wouldn't say it's a direct reflection of how my play is been, but I think that it just shows that both parties, being the front office and me and my personal team, we all had the right idea in mind and we all executed it pretty well. So no current talks at the moment.
How much of a lift do you get when you play at home with the Wrigley Field crowd, especially all of the fans that you've seemed to have developed such a great relationship in the outfield bleachers?
I definitely enjoy playing at Wrigley more than anywhere else. Yeah, those bleacher creatures, they're my people, and I enjoy being out there, in front of them every day. I think Ian's been a really good role model in terms of how to go about treating those fans behind us, because literally they just look at our back all game pretty much, so there's not much attention that I really get to pay them other than little moments during the game. But most special, I think, to me, which is running out there in the first inning and getting to just wave to everybody, and then obviously after the game too, when we take a W and we get to thank them for being there and for their support. So it's very important to me, getting to cleat up every day at Wrigley. I think that's such an honor, and I thoroughly enjoy doing it. So
As we let you go, PCA, you mentioned like the love of Chicago that you've built up. Caleb Williams has shown you love with your bobblehead. Have you forged a relationship with him? And then you've got, it seems like a great relationship with some of the other young athletes in this town. What has that meant to you?
I mean, I'm very impressed by other athletes. You know, I think that's something that a lot of us share. Caleb's a good dude, though. Like, I think that he's just going to be really good for the sport of football as it goes on. But we don't have as much of a relationship as I think that we will have at one point, or at some point. But nah, we've definitely, you know, got the start of something, and I think we definitely plan on linking up a little bit more as the year goes on. But I'm definitely looking forward to going and watching him play this off season. I'll definitely be pulling up to a lot of games, and yeah, I mean, I'm a big football fan. I'm a big basketball fan. So, and I'm getting to be more and more of a hockey fan too. But I'm just looking forward to, you know, going and supporting my fellow Chicago athletes, you know, who also bust their tails every day to go do it for our city. So Caleb's the man, and I'm looking forward to, you know, obviously developing something further with him for sure.
Real quick, before we let you go, do your boys from home still treat you the way they did from, you know, back in the day, or do they have to put a little more respect on you now because you are an All-Star?
No, hell yeah, they definitely treat me the exact same. They're just as supportive as they've always been. But no, I think those, you know, those few people in my circle that I talk to and hang out with on a regular basis, I think they understand that it's now coming with the territory that I just got a little more crap to talk.
Yes.
But it's also their obligation as my friends and the givers of crap to not let that slide all the time. So I think, you know, I think it's hilarious because, yeah, we're all the same dudes through and through, you know, with each other, and I'm glad that hasn't changed, you know.
That's awesome.
Keep up the great work. Good luck in the second half. And I got to tell you, the thing that I'm most impressed with, and I think a lot of people in Chicago are, is the way you treat the young fans, the kids. And like Dansby said it about the way you treat the kids, those guys look up to you and you get it. And we thank you for that. So thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Pete.
Absolutely. My pleasure, man. Talk to y'all soon for sure.